Hey there, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to week 22 of Draw Something. My name's Andy, and I'm going to be here drawing for the next, this next hour and a half. Could go longer. Tonight's theme that I'm going to basically use as like the guideline. It doesn't necessarily have to be what you request, but I feel like if I have a theme, it's a lot easier to come up with a request. Because this is a by request show, what I'm going to do here is I got my pencil here, and I'm going to draw whatever requests come in. And tonight's theme for what I'm drawing is sports with a twist. So hopefully this will be a lot of fun. So let me go ahead and transition over to multi-view, and I'll get started here. Alright, let me make sure paper is on camera. Alright, so I'm going to start with drawing. I came up with myself. I'm coming up with myself. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm going to draw a basketball hoop. But this is a basketball hoop that's sentient. The square that's there in the center of the backboard is actually going to be like an eye. Alright, now I'm drawing the hoop. Alright, so let me go ahead and trace over what I've got so far. Alright. So I'm drawing the lines for the basket here. Alright. So yeah, what I'm thinking here is this basketball hoop is going to be kind of it's using its basket as like a vacuum tube to suck things in. And I just realized here the little thing I'm drawing here is support. Kind of reminds me of the jumping Pixar lamp, Luxo Jr. Alright. Alright, yeah, so we got it sucking in the whatever comes near it, basically. So naturally the ball is going to get sucked in, but also gonna have one of the players trying to keep a hold of the ball and possibly getting sucked into their doom as a result. Sometimes you gotta know when to let go. This guy's got a lot to learn, apparently. Alright, so he's playing for the Tigers. Draw his hair here. Just got some curls. Got a sound effect here for the vacuum. Hey, DJ Mike Brady, how are you doing tonight? Great to see you. Right now I'm drawing an evil basketball hoop that's attempting to suck in everything in sight. It's got the ball, and it's also got the basketball player still holding on to the ball because he has to make the winning shot even if it means risking his life. There's a fine line between dedication to your craft and just being insane, and I don't know if he's crossed that line, but he's getting pretty close to it. And thank you, DJ Mike Brady. Alright, let me see if there's anything else I can add in here. No, I think that'll do. I think it's a nice and simple drawing. Didn't take too long, so I'll just go ahead and call it good. Let me go ahead and bring up the larger view here. So yeah, I got a evil basketball hoop sucking in with its basket/vacuum tube. It's sucking in a ball, and the basketball player is still holding onto the ball. And there you go. Let me go ahead and set that aside, and I'll go ahead and start on another drawing here. Alright, so I did one for basketball. I should probably do one for baseball next. So let me see what I can do here. Alright, so I think probably the best way to do that, approach this is to start off completely normal and then just have it spiral out of control. That often works. So I'm going to draw just a typical baseball player here, taking a swing. Thank you, DJ Mike Brady. You know, I didn't even think of that. I was telling someone this morning when I told them what the theme was tonight. They said the same thing. Oh, you know, that's appropriate with the Olympics going on. But it actually was main inspiration for it was last night. A lot of the drawings I did were sports themed. So start tracing this over here. To all those watching, this is a by request show. And hello, L. Lowry. How are you doing tonight? Great to see you here. This is a by request show, so if you have a idea that fits with the theme of sports, but with kind of a twist on it, just a couple minutes ago, I drew a sentient basketball hoop that was like a vacuum that was sucking everything in. So if you have something that's just kind of like, it's sports themed, but kind of has a weird twist to it that you want me to draw here on the paper, drop a request in the chat. And I will add it to my list and get to it after I'm done with what I'm currently drawing. Thank you, Mike Brinkerhoff. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Alright, so now that I've had this in my head for the last couple minutes, and now that I'm drawing it out, I'm kind of realizing I think I have done something similar to this before. It was a long time ago, though. What I'm doing here is I'm drawing the baseball bat with a boxing glove that's going to be punching the ball. Mike Brady, yes, I definitely think ping pong would lend itself to a lot of twisted potential. Alright, so yeah, drawing the baseball bat with a boxing glove. And in classic Looney Tunes style, I'm gonna have the ball screaming as it's as it flies into the outfield. Alright, let me see what else I can do here. Alright, I'm going to have a referee calling this a KO, a knockout. And because reasons, I'm going to have it be a platypus. The referee's going to be a platypus. L. Lowry, that is a great request. Let me go ahead and add that to my list. Alright, got that on my list. I'll get to that one next. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, I decided to call the base. This is the team. The baseball team is actually called Platypi. They're the Platypi. So of course they have a platypus as their referee. I might have had that off the camera the entire time. I apologize. Yeah, here's the platypus calling it a knockout as the baseball bat pounds its glove into the ball and sends it flying. You know what? It'd be even better if I brought up the full-size view. Here we go. So there you go. A little bit of a twist on baseball. Actually, kind of two sports in one. All right, and let me go ahead and date it and initial it. There we go. All right, so L. Lowry requested pole vaulting over a lava lake. So let me go ahead and get started on that. All right, and I can't think of a lava lake without thinking of the Dragon's Keep from Shrek. So I have an idea for how to flesh out the setting a little bit. Alright. Make sure it's still on the camera. I gotta rotate it around a little bit so I can Alright, so I'm gonna have some bursts of lava spewing out of the lava lake. I'll go ahead and draw the Dragon's Keep here. Oh. Make sure it's on the camera. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, it's got this fiery red cyclone hanging over it. And now to actually get to the request that was made, I've got the lava lake. I haven't drawn the pole vaulter yet. I've been busy working on the dragon keep. But yeah, we go ahead and you know, since we're already doing a fairy tale princess rescue vibe, I'm gonna have the pole vaulter here be a knight. Right, L. Lowry? This would be worth the money for sure. Let me go ahead and trace over this here. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would have the stomach to do pole vaulting. It seems like a pretty intense sport. Alright, so there we go. We got the knight pole vaulting over the lava lake. We'll draw the motion lines. Got a little extra rocky detail to the cliffside here. And then I can't resist. I mentioned that my inspiration for this drawing earlier was Shrek. So I'm going to go ahead and draw Shrek himself looking here from behind the cliff. And also just include Donkey. There we go. Shrek and Donkey watching the knight pole vault over the lava lake in front of the Dragon's Keep. Just adding some big, heavy, foreboding clouds in the background. Alright, I think that'll do. Alright. And, you know, I just realized I've been writing the wrong date down on all my drawings so far. Hey, Mary Quite Contrary, great to see you here. Alright, let me bring up the larger size view. There we go. L. Lowry, I hope you like it. Kaiser Soze, yes, that was a very critical mistake. Not the sharpest knight. Hopefully he'll be okay. But yeah. There we go. L. Lowry, I'm glad you love it. Alright, what was I gonna say? I don't remember. Alright, so that's all the requests I have lined up for now. By all means, if you're in the chat, drop a request in for a kind of a crazy sports-themed drawing. I'll go ahead and start on... Oh, Mary Quite Contrary requested Pickleball. I don't really know what Pickleball is, honestly. I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, so it's a paddleball sport that combines elements of badminton, table tennis, and tennis. Alright. Well, cool. Let me see what I can... you know, it's funny because DJ Mike Brady earlier was trying to think of a scenario involving ping pong. And this sounds pretty similar to that. Cindy of the Dead Phone says team rowing in the ocean. All right. I'll add that to my list. All right. Team rowing on the ocean. There we go. All right. Make sure that's on the camera. All right, so pickleball. Okay, well, actually, you know, I was kind of struggling to come up with something, but I just, you know, it's called pickleball, so why not, of course, have it played with actual pickles? Oh, Mike Brady, that is amazing. I will totally do that. Alright, so yeah, we're going to have a literal game of pickleball. Yeah, these pickles seem a little too close to each other. I need to spread them out a little bit. It's almost too easy if they're that close to each other. Oh, and there's also a special twist on this scenario that I'm going to draw in just a minute here. But first I'm going to go ahead and draw the pickles. Actually, you know what? Here's Here's another twist. These are not actual pickles. These are cucumbers. So let me go ahead and make them a little less rough or a little less bumpy. Alright, so these are cucumbers that are playing. And why they're cucumbers and not specifically pickles, I'll explain in a moment. Alright, so let me go ahead and draw the other one here. Alright. He's volleying the ball to the other cucumber. Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to change the facial expression on this cucumber. Alright. It's kind of got a little nervous look on his face. I'm gonna keep building this up. This is leading to a big revelation here. So yeah, we got these two cucumbers playing what seems like a perfectly innocent game of paddleball. But here's the big twist. What these cucumbers are standing on are giant jars of pickle brine. So what's going to happen here is these cucumbers are trying to keep their balance so that they don't fall into the pickle brine. But if they do lose balance and fall into the jars, they are going to eventually become pickles. Hence the name Pickleball. And that's why this cucumber is looking nervous here, because he almost slipped into the into his jar. Meanwhile, this pickle's noticeably a lot more confident. He's balancing on one foot and seems totally fine with it. But you can definitely tell that one of these two is much more in DJ Mike Brady. That is awesome. Yeah, he's balancing on one foot, and yeah, so he's clearly way more confident in this sport than this other guy is. And you know what, Mike Brady, I'm going to have to add that into the into the drawing because I love that name. And you know, Mike Brady, I saw your comment go by about kickball in the chat. Oh, all right. Mike Brady, I will add that. I will add that request to my list. Reach the base. Very good, Mike Brady. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think that'll do it. Let me go ahead and add a couple little bubbles here to the brine. And I think that'll do it. Mary Quite Contrary, thank you. You are welcome. Thank you for the awesome request. All right, let me go ahead and bring up the larger view here. So yeah, we got two cucumbers that are playing a game of American Ninja Pickleball, where they're balancing carefully on top of jars filled with pickle brine. And if one of them loses their balance and falls, they turn into a pickle. And meanwhile, while they're balancing, they gotta keep volleying this ball back and forth. So it's pretty intense. And clearly, this guy is, you know, a lot more confident in his abilities than this guy who almost slipped and fell. This guy, meanwhile, is just on one foot like it's no big deal. We should all try to match that level of confidence. Alright, so this is a request for from DJ Mike Brady. It's Team Rowing on the Ocean. So let me go ahead and do that here. Go ahead and draw the canoe. And as for what team is rowing the canoe, gonna have it actually be the sailors. They're rowing the boat. Sailors are out at sea trying to find some whales. Yes. This was a proxy request for Cindy B253. But because her phone is dead, DJ Mike Brady swooped in to deliver her request to us. Thank you, DJ Mike Brady. But yeah, so the sailors on their off time are... Marky Mark Watt just threw in a request for bowling, and he's going to let me come up with a twist. I'll come up with something. I'll try to come up with something good, Mark. Thank you for the request. All right. And hold on, Mike Brady. Did you say that Cindy's request or Cindy's phone is in drag? Never heard of a phone in drag. I didn't know phones could do that. All right. Hold on here. I'm trying to have it so they're rowing. The boat here. Okay, come on. Marky Mark Wad, that's exactly what I was thinking. Go ahead and make this oar the same size as the other two. Or the other's much bigger than that first one. Alright, yeah, so we got the sailors on their downtime participating in team rowing. Oh my gosh, Mike Brady, that would be awesome. I'm going to write that down so I can remember it. Yes, many of us here right now can definitely attest to just how far you can, how typos can just become a whole world of their own. DJ Mike Brady's show, the Thursday Night Quarantine Party, was initially a lot of the big keywords and memes that the show had in its early in its run were created by typos. Stuff like Mixed Loud or Kofefe or Hamburger. And yes, there were even some shadow accounts that showed up in the chat on the quarantine party that went by the names Hamburger, Kofifi, and Mixed Loud. Haven't seen them in a long time. Apparently they're still lurking about on Twitch. Honestly, it'd be hilarious if one of them showed up here right now. Since I've been talking about them. Alright, so admittedly not the most convincing looking rowing. Not something I've had the most practice in drawing, so it doesn't look the best, or maybe that's just me, but it'll do the job fine, I guess. But anyway, now that I've drawn them, let me go ahead and add the water here, because it'd be kind of funny if they were just rowing through nothing, or if there was like dry land they were rowing through. That would seem a little off. They could be rowing through quicksand for all I know. But let me go ahead and draw this, see, while these sailors are... on their off time, and they're not supposed to be, they're supposed to be, you know, away from all the terror of the usual day-to-day stuff on a sailor whaling ship, aka, you know, giant killer whales. Unfortunately, though, they didn't count out the possibility of encountering a big giant killer whale while they were out team rowing. And here is the big killer whale. So this is based on a drawing I did, or not a drawing, a animated music video I did for Nathan Evans, the Wellerman, that sea shanty. So I made an animated music video for it that involved sailors that look like these and a big evil whale that looked like this. So that was the main inspiration for this drawing. And I think to take further inspiration from that video, I'm going to have... the sailors are just kind of still quaking with fear. Not the most responsive. On the other hand, their bottle of rum knows exactly what's about to happen, and he just decides to abandon ship. As does the sugar. Actually, you know what? This isn't the sugar. This is the tea. The sugar, the tea, and the rum all abandon ship to get away from the whale. Meanwhile, the sailors are just kind of still quaking with fear. Not the best idea. But it is kind of just a natural human reaction, I guess, to just stop and pause instead of wisely running the heck away. That's the thing. These three inanimate objects, which are actually animated now that I think about it, they're not human, so they don't fall into those human traps. So when they see a giant killer whale about to attack, they just they leave. They flee. Sorry, I think that'll do. So we go ahead and write down Cindy B253 here. Oh, you've got to be joking. Oh, gosh. Oh, I jinxed it. I'm so sorry, Mark. Oh, boy. All right, let me bring up the large view here. So yeah, we got the sailors performing team rowing, and then they encounter this giant whale. And while they're frozen with fear, their sugar, tea, and rum all abandon ship. And yeah, there you go. Thank you, Mary Quite Contrary. Really appreciate it. Mike Brady, don't bring me into this. Oh gosh. All right. Speaking of Mike Brady, though, yeah, I'm gonna do a request for him next. He wanted to have a drawing based on kickball, but tonight I'm doing drawings with a twist, sports with a twist, So it can't just be ordinary kickball. It's got to be kickball with a twist. So let me go ahead and mix loud. What's going on in here? Well, we're doing some drawings are based on sports with a request, and it'd be really great if you could make a request that I could draw here on the paper with my pencil. Yeah, that. Alright, so let me go ahead and start on the kickball drawing. So what Mike Brady suggested was to kind of have a role reversal where the balls are now the ones playing the game and they're kicking humans. It's a pretty crazy scenario if I do say so myself. Alright. So there we got playground ball here. Giving its best kick. Yes, Mixloud, drawings. I cannot believe that happened. Alright, so there we go. Hey, Fergal, great to see you here. That is appropriate. I was just saying a little while ago, my main inspiration was not the Olympics. It was, which would have made sense. It was, I did some sports-themed drawings last night while I was doing, let me go ahead and just plug this here really quick. So last night I did a in-person live drawing event where I was, it was part of National Night Out for my neighborhood. I drew cartoon caricatures of people for free and just turned them into cartoons. And so last night while I was doing that, a lot of the people who came up requested some sports, them playing sports. I asked them what their favorite thing to do was, and a lot of them answered with sports. So I just got the inspiration to do a sports-themed show. Alright, so, Mixloud curdling. You know what? I could probably make something of that. Fergal, soccer? Okay, cool. I'm not really a sports watcher in general, but I do enjoy taking sports and twisting them around and making them into drawings. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have this man screaming with a comically large mouth and comically large eye pupils. Alright, so yeah, here we are. Hey, Mixcloud, thanks for the follow. I should say the follow. Really appreciate it. Alright, yeah, so we got this poor guy being kicked off. Hold on there. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and draw a home plate. Kind of just sketch out the rest of the field here. Alright, so we're going to have this ball in particular running to third. Fergal, very cool. I'm sure, I do think it would be good it is good to have a sport, something that you're passionate about, something that brings you joy, and sports do that for a whole lot of people. I can casually enjoy a game of baseball or, actually a lot of sports. I can casually enjoy a basketball game or something, but it's not something I've ever gotten, like, really into. Alright, hold on here. Alright. Alright, so yeah, we got this one running for third as this one kicks. Considering how quickly this is all happening, he just kicked the human. I think this one's trying to steal third base. Just an observation. And of course, as with any sporting event, there's got to be some fans in the bleachers. Alright, so I got this one here with a foam finger. Oh, hold on. Meanwhile, So we got these two cheering fans up here, but meanwhile, this guy right here appears to have been cheering for the other team because he doesn't appear too happy about the situation. I mean, a little too soon to judge, buddy. I mean, he did kick the ball or kick the human, but you know, it's anyone's game at this point. There's a total chance that there could be 2 outs in this maneuver, and it'll be time to switch. All right, so there we go. Think that'll do. So that was for DJ Mike Brady on Twitch. Thank you, Mary Quite Contrary. I super appreciate it. Here's the larger view. All right. There we go. I made that logo in the bottom right corner a little smaller because I noticed it was blocking a lot of the drawing when I tried to do this larger view. So I made it a little smaller. All right, so next request, and man, I've already been going for an hour now. This is going by really quick. You're all making really awesome requests. This next one here is for Marky Mark Wah. He requested bowling, and I gotta come up with a twist on that. Let me see if I can do that. You know, I always thought it was funny that it was called bowling and yet had nothing to really do with bowls. You roll a ball down a lane. There's not really anything bowl related about that. But maybe I can go ahead and change that. Thank you, Mike Brady. All right, here, let me see. All right, I got an idea forming here. All right, yeah, so I think what I'm going to do here is... hold on. Okay, so here's what I bowling for soup. I can, you know, I can fit that in. Alright, so I'm going to have this, so what I'm thinking here is these bowls are kind of doing a shimmy shake. And so yeah, okay, here we go. It's coming together. So this is actually a disco party. This is a dance party here. Let me go ahead and draw a disco ball. Or at least trace a disco ball. Look, I'm glancing over my security cam. It appears that a certain individual has just entered the chat. He goes by the name, I believe it's DJ Glenn McBride. Yeah. Hey, Glenn, how are you doing tonight? Great to see you. Even if your attempt to sneak in was unsuccessful, I could see you coming from a mile away. All right, so okay, so we got these these bowls doing the shimmy shake. Fergal F. Ferguson, you would certainly know about real names and fake names. Okay, yeah, so what I'm thinking here is these bowls are having a dance party where they're shimmying around and swirling around, kind of making themselves sick. This one right here is starting to look kind of dizzy and queasy. But, Glenn McBride, yes, it was definitely the kangaroo. Gave you away. Might want to leave it at home next time. Okay, so yeah. So the bowls are shimmying around. They have bowling balls inside of them, swirling around. Let me go ahead and draw that. Ah, yes. R.I.P. Chicken Cam. May you one day rise again. Preferably in the morning as the rooster crows. It just seems like the most appropriate. Oh, that's right, the draft cam too. What is this world coming to? Seems like things were finally starting to get better, and then, oh boy. 2 animal cams in one day. It's rough. Alright, so here's where the big twist comes in. This is supposed to be a, bowling with a twist. So what's happening here is you got these bulls doing their spinning dance here at this dance party with a disco ball. And they got some other guests here as well. You have some friendly neighborhood bowling pins who stopped by to enjoy the party. Though they might find that that wasn't maybe the best idea. Because with the bowls swirling around these bowling balls, those bowling balls inevitably end up flying out and end up, in fact, hitting the bowling pins. There we go. Crunch. So yeah, this kind of took a somewhat violent turn, I guess you could say. Very cool. I don't remember the last time I went bowling. It's been a while. Glenn McBride, that is very true. And Mike Brady, I'm glad I could enlighten you. Hot. Oh yeah, those board games. I mean, they give you a blunt object that you can literally use to bash your opponent over the head with. It's like they knew what they were doing. And Mary, I also have not heard of Hot Death Uno. Alright, let me just draw a couple other bowling pins here, realizing what crazy situation they've gotten themselves into. And yeah, I think that'll do. So here you go, Marky Marquois. Hope you like the result. Let me go ahead and bring up the larger view. So yeah, we got a bowl dance party gone wrong. They started having a little too much fun with bowling balls and bowling pin. Actually, this was basically how bowling got started. It became a very it was a very tragic start to a classic sport. And now we know why it's called bowling. Yes, Glenn McBride, yep, Mary requested pickleball a little while ago. And yes, I will show it again. Alright, so let me bring up the large view again. Okay, Glenn, so this is American Ninja Pickleball. Credit to Mike Brady for the name. So you got these cucumbers here that are playing paddleball on top of, while each of them stand on a jar of pickling brine. And they got to keep their balance on top of the jar while paddling the ball back and forth. And if one of them falls in, they become a pickle. And you can tell one of these guys is really confident with him standing on one foot. And you got this other one that's standing on one foot because he accidentally slipped and he's really looking nervous about falling into that brine. This one, meanwhile, isn't even breaking a sweat. Alright, so next request on the list. And it looks like this is the last request I have. Let me see how many drawings I've done so far tonight. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, this is drawing number 8. So this would, if this is the last request of the night, this would be a good place to stop. 8 drawings is good. But if someone else has a request they want to drop in the chat, by all means, do so. Alright, so for Mixed Loud on Twitch, he wanted to see curdling, or is that curling? So I believe curling is that sport where you basically sweep, I guess. Let me make sure I know exactly what I'm doing here. Alright, so you got Alright, so it's... Yeah, you sweep. And you got this curling iron that skims across the ice. But it's got to be curdling. I'm kind of picturing like curds and whey, like Little Miss Muffet. Let me see here. Alright, so... Alright, so alright. Brainstorming here. So we're going to go ahead and have these... The participants are these big chunks of cheese. Yeah, they're chunks of cheese. This one in particular here is a big old cheese wheel. Alright, so we got this, So instead of a curling iron, I'm going to have like a carton of milk. Yeah, a carton of milk that's being slid across this surface. And as a result, it starts to gain some heat. And the heat, what this ends up becoming is this is actually a little known sport called speed curdling. If you let milk sit long enough, it'll start to curdle, but if you play this sport where you slide it across a hard surface and the friction starts to build up, you can speed the curdling process up a whole lot faster. And now, Mary Quite Contrary, thank you so much. Have a great night. Okay. Alright, so I got another piece of cheese here that's going to be participating. He's going to be holding the broom that's being used here. Alright. So yeah, this is him. This is the cheese wheel giving it a shove, getting it started, and then he's gonna. This other cheese one's gonna be sweeping to keep it moving, so it can gain more friction. Alright. Go ahead and trace over Mr. Cheese Wheel here. Alright. Alright, so tracing over the milk now. Mike Brady, thank you. Alright. Now we draw Mr. Cheese Slice. We got Mr. Wheel over here. Now we got Mr. Slice here holding the curling broom. All right, Glenn, take care. All right, have a great night, Glenn. Thanks for being here. All right. Gonna go ahead and draw the Olympics logo here. There we go. New Olympic sport, speed curling. Let me go ahead and put this here for mixed loud. Hey, Donnie Zach. Nice to see you here. Draw weight. You mean like weightlifting? I could do that. a large view here. Yeah, there we go. Speed curling, new Olympic sport. Oh, okay. I'm not very familiar with curling, so I didn't know the term. Thank you. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it a night. So let me go ahead and do a quick recap of what I drew tonight. So I started out by drawing a evil basketball hoop that sucks in whatever is in its way, including a basketball and the basketball player holding onto the basketball. All right, well, thank you for the joke, Donnie Zach. I always appreciate I always appreciate a good joke. All right, so yeah, evil basketball hoop, sucking in everything, including a basketball player who's just too desperate to let go of his basketball. I got a baseball player here who's got a bat with uses a boxing glove to punch the ball, and then a platypus is a referee is calling it a knockout. And then for L. Lowry, I drew a knight doing a pole vault over a lava lake, and it's the lava lake outside of the Dragon's Keep from Shrek. And you can even see Shrek and Donkey here peeking out from behind this cliff. L. Lowry, thank you so much. For Cindy B253, I drew team rowing on the ocean. We got 3 sailors here that ended up running into the evil whale. And they're just frozen with fear. Their sugar, rum, and tea all abandoned ship. Not a second to lose. Next up for DJ Mike Brady, this is kickball, where the playground balls are kicking the humans and then running for home plate. And you got an audience of a couple of playground balls here. Clearly, they're rooting for different teams. You see some of them are super happy and cheering. Others are looking pretty bummed out. All right, next up for Marky Mark Wah, he wanted my interpretation on bowling. So I had a dance party of bowls swirling around with bowling balls inside of them, and then they tip over and send the bowling balls flying, and they crash into the pins that are also attending the party. It's a pretty that's how bowling got started. And then for Mary Quite Contrary, 1986, I drew my interpretation of pickleball. Got a couple of cucumbers here balancing precariously on top of pickling brine jars. And they gotta volley the ball back and forth with their paddles, but not trip and fall into the jar. And this one's always looking a lot more nervous. This one's looking pretty confident. But yeah, if they fall into the jar, they become a pickle, hence pickleball. And the last one for Mixcloud is the newest Olympic sport, speed curling, where you slide a carton of milk across a hard surface and it gains friction as it goes. And it curdles the further it goes. It curdles from the heat. So yeah, speed curdling. And that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much to everyone who requested and watched. I'm going to send you off to, let me see here. I'll go ahead and send you off to Tom Thinks. I'm going to rate him. He's always fun. Looks like what he's doing right now is Cartoon Best Live. That's always a blast. And thank you, Mike Brady, and good night, Ferguson. Fergal F. Ferguson. All right, have a great night, everyone. Enjoy Tom Thinks. I will see you later, and my face isn't even on screen. Wow. All right, sorry about that. Have a great night. Take care.